How about now? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Hey, Nick. Yes. Okay, cool. It's a different computer. It belonged to somebody else, and I don't really know how to use it. So I'm prattling on. Welcome to Gratitude Hour, and there's no sound. Okay, so how about I start all over again? Well, first, I want to say hello to Jackie. Oh, Jackie, I miss you. And hey, Nick. Nick had snow, Jackie. You should see it. Oh my God. The S word. Yeah, the fire. My new wood stove. I set up everything so that I could do gratitude hour here next to the wood stove because I thought it would be more cozy. But it took some getting used to because I had to bring some stuff into the living room. But I think I've got the hang of it, and I have AF right next to me here. She's being very good. The only thing is that it's a long weekend here, isn't it, Nick? Because of Remembrance Day. Remembrance Day is November 11th, which is Tuesday, but quiet. But I think that people are taking it as a long weekend because there are a lot of weekenders up here and quads driving by because they're all out hunting and the dogs are running to the windows and so I'm going to try to see if it works with me in here. If it doesn't, I may have to haul it back to my office, my bedroom. So let me start all over again. Um, Welcome to Gratitude Hour. This is where we count our blessings. We try to find as much gratitude in our lives as we can, and we're appreciative of everything that we've been given in this life. It's a place where we can be cozy and gentle and enjoy each other's company and just relax or join in on the discussion. So I am so happy to be back here. I got to tell you though, I was a little nervous coming back because I did a couple of live streams on the art channel, but it didn't really work very well because it was just I was having a lot of issues with webcams and YouTube and stuff like that, and I haven't done any kind of one-on-one live streams like this in over 6 months now, so it was hard coming back, but I'm happy to be back. I just want to fix a little setting here. There we go. Everybody be quiet. You guys are going to hear me saying that quite often. Oh, Benny. Where's my mute button just in case? Let me see. We don't bark at cars, guys. We don't bark at cars. So, Jackie, you're not at work today. I thought you were going to be at work today. Oh, Nick, yes. Quiet. Yep. Come here, Abby. Come here. Say hi to Aunt Jackie. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh no. Oh no. No, no, you can't go that way. I've started something. Okay. All right, Benny. Benny, come on. Oh, here comes trouble. There's Benny. Okay, Benny, you have to relax. Okay, I love you too. I love you too. I love you too. Oh, yes, I love you. I love you. I love you. Okay, okay. Benny, sit. Good boy. Okay, Benny. Is this going to be the dogs licking rain face show or the gratitude hour? We're doing very well. The dogs are doing well. Actually, last week, somebody I know texted me and Benny, you know what he's doing? I put mascara on and he's trying to smell my eyelashes. Oh my God. They're gonna run the show. They definitely are, Nick. Oh my God. Okay, so what was I saying? Oh yes. Last week, the guy who did my windows, his name is Jerry. His wife texted me and she asked if I was interested adopting another dog, and it's a Rottweiler, Jackie, a Rottie. Jackie's mom had a bunch of Rottweilers, I think, right, Jackie? Your parents had Rottweilers, and his name is Apollo, and he's 4 years old. And I was just like, oh, I take him, but I can't. Six dogs, I couldn't do that. So it wouldn't really be fair to my dogs, I don't think. Okay, just a second. Okay, Benny, go this way. You go this way. Ali Faye, sit, lay down. Stay. Mm-mm. Stay. Yeah, a Rottweiler, Apollo. I was just like, oh. Um, I was this close. But he's an unfixed 4-year-old male, and Benny is the king of the castle here. So I didn't think that that would work because he's not fixed either. And Benny's used to having his harem around him of women, right? So there might be fights or something like that. So yeah, enough. Plus baby Oscar, and here comes Miley. Miley, can you go over this way? Here, you go that way. Go on there, and you stay on that side, okay? All right. So, oh, what was I going to say? Oh yeah, today I wanted to talk about anger and gratitude. Um, but I'll get to that in a second. I just wanted to talk about something that I'm grateful for before I lost sound or I didn't have sound. Oh, hi, is Kim, right? Abundant Life Tarot, Kim. I'm sorry, you guys, like I haven't been on for 6 months and I'm sorry if I forget names. I have a list of names in front of me. Yes, it's Kim. Yeah, Kim. Sorry. I just, you know, I'm very open about what happened in May. My husband died, and I went through a lot of grief. And I have what a friend said is grief brain, which is a lot of short-term memory loss. Like I can't remember something I did 5 minutes ago unless I'm really focused on it. And it's really hard for me to remember names. Even some of my neighbors who I used to say hello to and their names, it's like I'm seeing the face and the name is not registering with me. It's really, really hard. So, oh, thanks, Kim. I'm doing okay. I really am doing okay. But I'm not hiding the fact that this happened. So I talk about it openly, you know. So I just wanted to just to mention that I've got a little bit of grief brain still going on, but getting the house ready for winter is tough. Um, I was caulking windows. I was weather stripping doors. I'm putting styrofoam on all the basement windows. I had to get a new snowblower. The old one was a beast and it broke down. I wasn't prepared to buy a new snowblower, but I found a way to be able to get it to finance it a little bit. And I'm just really grateful for my physical strength because I had to stack 2 cords of firewood in October, and some of you may have seen I sent some pictures to some of you guys. And, I did a video on Rain's Kitchen and Garden of me building the firewood storage area and stacking 2 cords of wood, and it took, I think a total of over 16 hours to stack the whole thing, and, I'm lucky I'm in the shape that I am because that was some work. So I have to say I'm really grateful for my physical fitness and um, just my stamina, my emotional strength and my mental strength that I've been through so much and I'm still chugging on because life continues whether you want it to or not. So Jackie says, grief is hard. I've been miserably sick this last week, tucked up in bed, feel like life has been sucked out of me. Oh no, really? The life has been sucked. Is it the same as before? The same issue as before? I hope not. Oh my God. I hope you feel better, Jackie. I'm sorry, you guys. When I walked away from life, I guess, in May, I haven't been keeping up and I haven't really been looking at anybody's YouTube channels. I haven't really been following Instagram. I pop in now and then. Unless I know you personally and we chat and we chat quite often, Jackie. I'm surprised I didn't know you were sick, but I guess we've both been busy. I hope you feel better soon. I want to show you my mug. I caught my teacup. I got this at the thrift store. It was $1 without burning my fingers. I'm going to show you why I got it. See the butterfly? Isn't that cute? They had a whole bunch of them, different colors, different symbols on them, but this one stood out for me and I was like, yeah, I got to get this one. And it's got a rose here on the handle. And I'm drinking chocolatey peppermint herbal tea. It's still too hot though. I wanted to have some, but it's still too hot. Don't touch it, Lucy. That's not for you. Don't touch it, Lucy. Do I have to say it again? Come here. You go on this side over here. Good girl. Good girl. All right, Lucy, come here. Come here. Come on. Say hi to everybody. Oh, there's my Lucy. Oh, she's on my microphone. Oh my goodness. Oh. Okay, Lucy Goosey. Lucy. Hey, Lucy. You're being pushy. Okay, Lucy, get down. Get down. Oh my God, she's so heavy. Okay, there you go. Back off. Yeah, we all hope you're going to get better soon, Jackie. And you say, it's only this week. There was so much hugging and holding hands with people over the weekend. I picked up some disease. Maybe you got the plague. You know, it's still rampant in some parts of the world. You possibly got the plague. You started taking an antibiotic this morning. Oh, it's that bad, eh? Oof. Every time I go out now, I don't wear a mask anymore, but I take echinacea, like a little bit of echinacea before and after I go out, and it seems to be boosting my immune system. And I only got sick once in the last like 7 years or something. The plague, the bubonic plague. Are your fingers starting to turn black by any chance? Do we have to haul you out in a cart? Okay, I'm making light of it. Obviously, at tragedy plus time, I can make jokes about something that happened a long time ago. All right. What do you guys think of my shirt? I got it at the thrift store too. It's like totally 80s. I love it. No black fingers. Okay, so you probably don't have the plague then. Lucy, you're pushy. You're very sweet, but you're very pushy. Okay, you know what? You're gonna have to back up, Allie Faye. Come on. You're a good girl. There you go. They're so can you believe Benny's gonna be 2 years old in 2 weeks? I've had him since he was 4 months old. Oh my gosh. Yeah, they're so sweet. You should cuddle your teddy bear. Yeah, Nick, this is Kim. Kim, this is Nick. All right. So, what do you think? Should I start talking about the subject or should I just talk about more gratitude? You know, I have been talking to my main man every single day. That's Archangel Michael. And he's been wrapping his wings of protection around me for years now, but especially in the last 6 months, he has been there and I've felt him to the point where I'm just like, okay, Miley, you're going to knock things over, honey. Why don't you come on this side, okay? Lucy, back up. Miley, over here. There we go. Now everybody stay. Lucy, you want to go on this side? Come on, you go over here. No, all the way over. Okay, back up. This is new for them too. So, oh my God. So, Archangel Michael, yes. Um, when I go out in the mornings, it's pitch black and the dogs wear their safety vests so I can see them. They have reflective tape on them and I have a headlamp. So whenever I'm looking around, I can see where they are exactly. And when it gets light out, I swear every morning when I see that blue sky, the clouds are always in the shape of wings. And it's been like that for 6 months now. Every time I see, even on a day where there are no clouds, there's always some clouds somewhere in the distance in the shape of wings. And I know that that's Archangel Michael telling me, Rain, you are a warrior. You're Wonder Woman, so act like it. He's tough. He's got tough love sometimes. But it's true. Sometimes I go into a pity party and I just remember what Archangel Michael says, and I'm like, "Choo, choo, choo." And I become that Wonder Woman for myself and for my babies too. They need me to take care of them. So, I have to say that I'm just extremely grateful for Archangel Michael protecting me and for my faith. Um, I don't know how I would have survived, the last 11 years or so without my faith, to be honest with you. It wasn't all that great all the time. So, Jackie, teddy bear is quiet downstairs. Oh, he's quiet, so don't bother him. Don't bother that hooligan. Jackie says, as my chef used to say, you're some woman for one woman. Ah, that's true. We are. We are some woman for one woman. I tell you what, we have to be. Oh, we don't have to be. We just are, right? We just are. So, but I don't know. I've just sort of, I'm embracing that warrior inside where I'm not going to let things bother me long term anymore. Yeah, things happen, challenges exist, tragedies happen. You go through the grief, you go through the anger, you go through the pain, you go through the all the stages, but I'm not going to let that control me anymore. I find myself ruminating sometimes. I'm like, "Oh, well, I remember this and it's angering me." And then I say to myself, "You're ruminating. You're ruminating." And I stop. I'm like, "No, no, 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 no. Warrior woman here. Do not ruminate." Um, So I've set big boundaries for myself, not walls. I'm not putting up walls to avoid anything or to escape anything. I'm just creating boundaries for myself so that I do not allow things that have happened in my life to control me and to basically ruin my light and dim my life and dim my light anymore. I appreciate every single day, and it's boundaries with other people, but mostly with myself. I've created boundaries of discipline and motivation and the realization that my life could end at any given moment. I mean, we all know that that's the price of life is death, right? But to actually consciously say to yourself, my life could end at any moment, I'm not ready to go. I have too many things that I need to do, too much that I need to share and impart on people who need to hear it. I have a mission and a purpose to help people, and I appreciate every single day and I appreciate that mission. So, in order to keep that promise to myself to help others as best that I can, I need to take very good care of myself. And that's physically, emotionally, mentally, financially, spiritually. So, I exercise every day sans faute. That's all I can say in French, sans faute, without excuse. Every single day I exercise. Exercise will keep you thriving. It will do so much for you. It's so good for you. I eat better. I eat well now. I've been a teetotaler for the last 9 days. I haven't touched a drop of wine. I'm doing an experiment on myself, and I'll talk about that some other time. No, 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 no growling, Miley. No growling. There are people walking by, so um, yeah, I'm doing an experiment on myself with regards to dopamine release and things like that. So I decided to stop. I love wine, so I stopped drinking wine. I'm giving it 14 days and I'm testing my body and I'm observing myself because, you guys know that I'm studying psychology. It's modern applied psychology, which means you take the concepts of psychology and you apply them to yourself and the world so that you can better explain them and share them with other people and help people in that way. So that's what I'm doing with this little experiment that I'm doing about dopamine release. I know it's a bit weird, but I'll talk about that some other time. That will be a topic for another day because it's a hot topic now. Everybody's talking about dopamine release. So, good girl, Miley. Lay down. That's a good girl. So, um, yeah, I have to take good care of myself. I'm exercising, I'm eating well, I'm drinking a lot of water, I'm drinking a lot of tea. I love my herbal teas. I got all of my holiday teas this morning. I ordered a bunch of them because I can't get them here at the stores, so I ordered a bunch of them. I put a picture up on Rain's Kitchen and Garden. I posted on the community page if you want to see the types of teas. There's so many of them. This is just wonderful. Mm. I actually have the box to this one. Let me get it. It's called Winter Edition Chocolatey Peppermint Herbal Tea. Let me just see if you guys can see that. See? It's got little deer in it. President's Choice is here in Canada. The company is called Loblaws. I don't know if they have it elsewhere, but it's a really nice tea. So, Tash, hey, Oh, Tash. Hey, everyone. This is Tash from Australia. I met Tash through Evie. You guys know Evie. Oh my gosh, Tash, what time is it over there? Is it tomorrow? It's Monday, right? For you? Okay, Benny, you have to settle down, sweetheart. There we go. I usually do this back there in my office slash bedroom, but I wanted to be by the wood stove today, so I brought everything out here, and the dogs are just discombobulated. They don't know what's going on, so they're kind of walking all over the place. And I did my nails. See? Did my nails, Jackie. This is a brown color. Oh, Jackie, I bought those press-on nails and I pulled them out and I'm like, I don't want to use them because I know what's going to happen. And I told Nick, I said, you want to make a bet and see how long it takes me to want to rip them off my fingers?
Mhm.
So, how do you take them off? I know you told me once. Tash says it's Monday at 5 a.m. Ah, oh, I wonder if Iffy's up. Maybe she'll join. She said if she's up, she'll pop in. So, oh my goodness. Thank you so much for what you said. I have, I don't know, I'm embracing being alone and being single and being 100% responsible for my home and my land and my babies who have finally all settled down after 25 minutes. Um, I don't know. I'm thriving on taking care of myself. I'm thriving on educating myself and learning more and reading. Oh my gosh, I am reading like nobody's business. I go to the library and I take out like 15 books at a time and I'm done in 2 weeks. Like I'm just reading so much. It's so rewarding for me to read now. I haven't done that in a long time. I think, you know, without saying anything really bad, the relationship that I was in was very difficult for many, many years, and it's almost a relief to be alone and away from all of that toxicity and drama. Of course, I didn't want it to end the way it did, but at the same time, I'm just I'm feeling like I think this is where I was meant to be. I've told friends before that I had a bit of an enlightenment in, I think it was in July of this year when I was walking the dogs. And I realized that this is exactly where I'm supposed to be. I am supposed to be alone. I'm supposed to be in this area, in this house with my dogs, doing what I'm doing, learning what I'm learning, and imparting all that knowledge on other people to help them. And there are a few other areas where I'm probably going to specialize in. I still have at least another year or two, probably two, of education behind me before I can be certified as a life coach. And I want to go in a certain direction, maybe domestic violence, uh, maybe grief and loss. I'm not sure, but it's going to be in that direction. That is for sure. So that's kind of how I've been thriving lately and accepting that the fact that this was all of this led me to the path that I'm on right now. And it's a very rewarding and joyful path. There are sad moments, of course, and there's anger, and that's the topic for today, anger and gratitude. But overall, I'm doing pretty good. I'm really doing well, actually. I'm pretty happy. I haven't been this happy in a long, long time. You know, like I said, living a life of purpose and flourishing is that's my daily goal. Definitely. Oh, Kim, thank you. Thank you so much. That's really sweet of you. I always thought the same of you, to be honest. Really, to be honest, I thought the same of you. Tash says the choice for a thriving feeling is a good choice. Yeah, I want to thrive. I want to flourish. And not just, I don't mean wealth and success. I mean wealth in the form of stealing from Kim, abundance. I want abundance in every area of my life. And I'm working towards that. And it takes discipline and it takes motivation and it takes changing habits and making the decision that, okay, that shit happened to me, but it doesn't have to control me now. Doesn't mean I have to live in sorrow for the rest of my life. There's something that I learned. And um, I'm in the stage where I'm studying Freud and Jung, their philosophies and their approaches to psychology. And Freud talks about the life instinct and the death instinct. I'm going to have to paraphrase heavily here because this is something I've learned, so I'm trying to apply it and talk about it, so that I'll remember it. Um, yes, yes, Tash. It takes making new neural pathways, and that's why I am experimenting on myself with regards to dopamine release. And I'm going to bring that to another topic of gratitude hour. I want to see if I'm able to, because there's big talk about neuroplasticity and neuroscience now all over, big time, about rewiring your brain and stuff like that. If you know about, making new neural pathways, that this is a big topic right now. It's very trendy. And I think it's fabulous. And so I decided I wanted to do some tests on myself about habits that I had and replacing habits or abstaining from habits and seeing which, because each scientist says something else about habits, let's say. If you have a habit of doing this, your brain is rewarding you for doing it and expects you to do it. So it makes you anxious and anticipate doing this. And when you do it, you get that dopamine release and then you feel satisfied and content until the next one. And this is how addictions form. Okay, we're not going to get into all this now, but I decided to do some of this stuff. Some people say abstain, some people say just cut down on things, some people say replace. I'm trying all three, and I'll let you guys know. I'm my own guinea pig here. I'm my own lab. So yes, it does take neural changing neural pathways for sure, or making new ones. Yeah, and we're all capable of doing this. But like I was saying about Freud, about the life instinct and the death instinct. The life instinct is somebody who chooses to flourish, who chooses to be a part of society, who chooses not to harm people, who chooses life, basically the concept of life. Now, the death instinct is the person who chooses to be angry and rageful and a victim all the time and blaming everyone for everything else and being super, super narcissistic and self centered in that everything has to be theirs. Everything has to happen to them. They don't care what happens to anybody else as long as they get what they want. And this is called the death instinct. So in my case, there was a time when I was choosing the death instinct in that I was feeling like a victim, acting like a victim, behaving like a victim. Now I'm choosing the life instinct where I choose not to be the victim. I choose not to be rageful. I choose not to think the worst of people. I choose to be a part of this world. I choose to flourish. I choose to serve. And I choose to make the best of what I can with what I have. So that's what I'm doing. And that's the secret formula. And it's not a secret formula. It's just that's what I'm doing. And Freud's concepts put it into words for me because the person I was living with before was definitely, I know this sounds terrible, choosing the death instinct, but he did take his life. But that's not what I mean by choosing the death instinct. He chose to not help himself. He chose to stay in past trauma without trying to help himself or get help. And this is what led to the choice that he made. And I'm someone who would never, ever choose that. In the past, I have thought about that. I think we all have, maybe, at some point in our lives, but definitely no. For me, it's the life instinct that I'm following most definitely. So, okay, I prattled on there. I totally prattled on there. Um, so I just I just wanted to ask you, if you really take some quiet time to think about what it is that you're really grateful for. And I'm not talking about saying, "Oh, I'm grateful for you. I'm grateful for you." I'm talking about yourself, the self, a thought that you might have, a new habit that changes your mindset, or something that makes you feel so gratified. What makes you so grateful for that? And it's easy to just prattle things off. I do this every morning. I wake up and I'm in a daze and I'm taking the dogs out and I'm like, I'm so grateful for my home. I'm so grateful for my land. I'm so grateful for this. And then when I start to wake up a little bit, I'm like really feeling the gratitude, but we prattle on a little bit about things. And it's easy to just say I'm grateful for it. But if you ask yourself why are you grateful for it? You can get a little deeper and you can start feeling that gratitude. And my whole point is that when you feel genuine gratitude, anger can't exist. Anger and gratitude, they don't exist together, unless it's just, memorized gratitude, like I'm grateful for this, I'm grateful for this, but yeah, no, go to hell type of thing. They can't exist together. So that's why I say when you're looking to live a life of gratitude, dig deep. If I can give you any homework today, do that. Look for the tiniest things in your day, the fleeting thoughts, even those emotions that you may not want to feel right now. There's a reason for you feeling it. That will bring on gratitude in yourself. I mean, if you look around you, there's 100 things around you that you can be grateful for. 100 million things around you in your room right now that you can be grateful for that you have. I'm grateful that I have this cute little teacup. This cute little teacup. I'm so grateful for it. I'm grateful that I have my webcam because I can talk to you guys through my webcam. I'm grateful that I have my wood stove, and I'm grateful that Elizabeth is here. Elizabeth. Hey, Elizabeth. Meet Tash, and I think Jackie may or may not still be here. I'm not sure. And Nick, I know you're listening, but you're kind of running all over the place with everything going on. Nick got snow today, Elizabeth, and that is just. And Kim's here too. And no, I'm not ready for snow yet. Definitely not ready. It's very comfy, but I got to tell you, I'm starting to get hot here. That wood stove is extremely efficient, and I'm feeling it on my back here. But it's good because I got this put in. I've been saving and saving and saving for 5 years to buy this wood stove, and I finally was able to get the money together in September to get it done. I was broke for a month, but I got it installed, and it's all certified and Faye. It's all certified and very safely put in. And I ended up buying 2 cords of wood to heat my house for the winter in an attempt to cut down my energy bill, which I have done. I've cut my energy bill in half since July. I'm so proud of myself. Trying to save as much money as I can. So Tash says, for me, it's finding clues and hints and how I'm moving in the right direction. Evidence of what I love and feel is good. Realizing things are working out. Yeah, that's another thing. When you finally get to a point where you say, you know what, things are kind of working out for me. I can't, for a long time, I couldn't believe that. And then I'm looking around and I'm like, yeah, things are working out. I'm feeling pretty darn good. Definitely. Oh, thank you, Elizabeth. My hair grew, eh? I haven't been on YouTube for 6 months. Since April, actually, so a little longer than 6 months, but my hair is really, really long. I love it. I love it. And let's see. Saskia! Kalispera, Saskia. Saskia's from Greece, guys. Let's all say Kalispera to Saskia. That means hello in Greek. I haven't talked in a while either. The dogs. So my throat. Oh my goodness. Alana. Alana's here. Alana, right? Alana Banana. There we go. I remember your name. I was just saying before, because I haven't been on YouTube for so long, I forget names, totally forgetting names, but I remember you guys. I totally remember you guys. Elizabeth says, I know so long. My hair grew too. Every time it takes me longer and longer to wash it and to dry it. I usually just let it dry on its own, but I wanted to look all pretty today since it was my first day back. And so I straightened it. But I have very wavy hair. It's like when it's wavy, it's probably up to here, but I straightened it out and it's way down here. I love it. I'm liking my hair. I'm liking who I am. I like who I am. I like me. So I'm hoping to get back to watching you guys on YouTube now that I'm sort of things are settling down a little bit for me here. I'm just there's a few other things that I want to do. Um, I rearranged my whole house. I had to go through boxes and declutter and give things away and um, make some space for myself. And it was a good exercise in releasing. Because in the end, things are just things, right? They don't hold any emotional attachment, really. That's just our memory of it. If I say, okay, well, this ring, for example, can you see it? It's my dog paw ring with a heart on it. I bought this ring. A friend gave me a gift certificate to Amazon a couple of years ago for my birthday, and I bought this, and I bought this also. It's a paw in a heart. If ever I had to give these away, my first instinct would be like, I don't want to give them away because it means that I love my dogs. No, these remind me of my dogs. I'm never going to give them away. But it's really just the memory we attach to the things. So at first it was hard for me to put things in boxes and get rid of things, but I certainly can't keep everything, of his. I have to slowly get rid of things. And it's been good. It's building my strength and my stamina. So Oh, Tash says, I can't see the chat, so my apologies if I'm missing comments. Oh, don't worry about it. How come? I wonder why you can't see the chat. Oh. Elizabeth says, I'm going live on Fridays and you are always welcome. Okay, Fridays. Well, here's the thing. Part of my disciplinary self-action is that I know myself and I thrive on routines. I'm up at 4 a.m. every single day now and lights out at 8 p.m. Atlantic time, so it's like 7 p.m. your time if you're Eastern, right? You're Eastern, right, Elizabeth? So if it's after like 6 o'clock in the afternoon, like don't expect me because I'm going to be out or reading, trying to put my book down and read. But yeah, I've developed that because I've noticed that I'm much more productive in the mornings. Like when I get up at 4 in the morning, I get so much done. If I get up at 7 in the morning, I always say to myself, well, my day's ruined. I may as well not do anything. Weird, eh? That's how my mind works. So 4 a.m. I get up. I have these nice songs that play. I have Moonlight Sonata playing by Beethoven, and it slowly wakes me up. And I have this neat little lamp. It's the shape of a moon, and it lights up very gently as though it's the sunrise. So it gently sort of opens up my circadian rhythm and it wakes me up and it's wonderful. I love it so much. And the first thing I do is I cuddle with the dogs for half an hour and then I go and I exercise and then I take the dogs out and then I make myself a big old decaf and I jump back into the bed and I read for an hour and a half and then I do my studies, feed the dogs, take them out again, do whatever chores I need to do, and then I work. So that's my routine every single day, 7 days a week. I love it. I love it. Let me see here. Alana says, "I love wavy hair too." Yeah, I like my wavy hair when I let it go wavy, but it knots up so much, and I find when I comb it or brush it, I lose a lot. Don't need that. Yeah, it is a healing journey. Well, we're all on a healing journey if you think about it, Elizabeth, right? We are all on a healing journey. It's lifetime. This is what we're here for, is to heal. That's what I believe. I really believe that. Eastern Standard, yeah. 6 p.m. Okay, I might be able to make it. I'll be wearing my PJs. Might be able to make it. Yeah, Elizabeth, routines are very good. I don't, there's some people, I've read some articles where people say, oh, routines suck. They suck the life out of you. You need to be more spontaneous and this and that. I'm like, no, 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 no. Not spontaneous. That is not me at all. I'm a planner. I'm a routine gal. If my routine is upset, I get actually physically uncomfortable. That's the truth. I've noticed that when something pops up, I feel very uncomfortable and I don't feel right. But once I've got my routines going, like even food, if there's something that I like that's good for me and I can digest it, I'll eat it for years. No kidding. Like, really, I'm totally routine. Oh, where are we? Where are we? I can't believe I can see this far away. I usually have to put glasses on or squint because I have my monitor way back here. Oh. Oh, Tash says it's just my glasses are in the room where one is asleep. Oh, I get it. Okay, that's why you can't see. I get that totally. Elizabeth says, I had an open panel last week and we had so much fun. This week I'm doing a VR. Oh, okay. Video response for anyone who doesn't know what a VR is. I did one of those once, but I usually do them taped. I don't know how often I'm going to be on this channel. I don't know. I've been concentrating more on Rain's Kitchen and Garden. I have some great news to share with you guys. Amazing news. Rain's Kitchen and Garden, the last time I looked, over 9,500 subscribers. How did that happen? Um, I didn't do any videos until like September. And then I started doing a few, and one of them went super viral. I did one first Thanksgiving solo. It was just a slideshow with a few videos of me dancing and of the dogs running around, and it was like 2.5 minutes long. Over 40,000 views on that, and I got like it's just growing so fast. And my kids' art channel, Rain Francis Art for Kids, blew up as well. I'm at 3,800 subscribers there. I just couldn't believe it. I'm just like, wow, all the hard work is paying off. You guys know you have YouTube channels. You know how much it takes to keep a YouTube channel going, especially if you're making and editing videos. Oh my God. So that's why I've been concentrating more on Rain's Kitchen and Garden now because it keeps growing and I want it to keep growing because you guys know I'm on a disability income and I need to have some kind of passive income when I lose that pension in 7 years, you know. I can't imagine having to go out. I will be the greeter at Walmart. Not that there's anything wrong with doing that, but after being on disability for so long, who's going to hire you? Even though I have a degree in finance, that was a long time ago, you know. So I have to try to work really hard to get that business going, you know. Tash says cuddling dogs is the most important part. The love frequency you create there puts magic throughout the whole day. It does. And these are all shelter dogs. When I cuddle with them, they look forward to it. Like, especially, I'm not going to say her name, but it begins with Lucy. I can't say her name or she's going to get all uppity. Um, she gets very excited in the mornings. Like when my alarm goes off, when the Moonlight Sonata starts to play. Okay, Benny, go on. Um, she jumps on the bed, her tail wagging. She starts to whine and she comes right up to me and she puts her chin right on my shoulder and she loves her cuddle time. And it's so sweet and it's such a nice way to start the day, you know? Kim says routine really grounds me. Yeah, routine. I love it. I don't want to ever not have a routine. I love it. I can't imagine. Okay, I just want to make sure I don't have to stoke the fire. I can't imagine not having a routine. It would be chaos in my brain. I wouldn't be able to handle it. Elizabeth says, I agree. I also revisit my routines and periodically add and remove as I see fit. Yeah, well, you always have to change, right? Some routines work, some don't. Like Dr. Phil says, is it working for you? If it isn't working for you, why are you doing it? Really? Why are you doing it? Kim says, I'm the same way. I will eat the same thing for years. My friends and family know what foods to have ready for me when I come to visit. Oh, thank you. Yeah, go ahead and sub to Rain's Kitchen and Garden. Yeah, I've been doing it's it's going pretty well. I'm very excited about it. I mean, I'm not rivaling Martha Stewart or Rachel Ray or anything like that, but I'm surprised. I'm very happy about it. It's going off, yeah. Yeah, it is Tash. Yeah. Oh, yes, Elizabeth, a friend of yours just started reading a channel for children. I thought you 2 would be great friends thinking of your art channel. Oh, nice. A reading channel. That's an idea. When I do drawings of fairy tales, I say the fairy tale out loud as I'm drawing. I'm thinking of revamping that channel a little bit. I'm doing right now. Did you guys notice that YouTube has courses now that you can do? They call them courses, and it's basically a playlist, but their rule is that you have to teach something. It has to be at least 3 videos, and there's something else. So I'm doing a course for the kids channel. It's how to paint a Christmas scene, and I'm gonna have 4 videos to show step by step how to do it. But, I thought I might try to get into more courses. I've started my cheese making again, so maybe I can do some courses for Rain's Kitchen and Garden on cheese making. That might be an idea. So oh, thank you, Kim. Hey, another sub. They're all so special. Thank you so much. Oh, sorry, everything just jumped there for a second. Elizabeth says, "Yes, it is amazing. It's like the stocks, you walk away. You buy a stock, throw it in the closet, walk away from it, don't touch it." That's kinda what happened, I guess. I don't know what happened. Oh gosh. Alana says, "I've been going live now on Thursdays. I started going live on Thursdays, relatively bringing my therapy and tarot series to all live." That's good, Alana. We have to spread the word. Yep. Um, oh, thank you, Kim. Thank you so much. Kim, I've known you for a long time. I think you were one of the first channels that I subscribed to when I opened this used to be called Spiritual Rain. When I started Spiritual Rain way back in 2021, I think yours was one of the first channels that I subscribed to. And Alana says, "I have reached a new level on my healing journey and finally got to the point in my confidence to do so." That's good, Alana. Every step we take to build our confidence is wonderful. And someone gave me some good advice one time. When you go live, the worst thing that you can see is that thing that says 0 viewers. That's the worst thing you can see. Just pretend someone's watching and just keep talking. That's what somebody told me one time. It's hard though, because I remember the last live stream I did was on Rain Francis art, and Nick was there, lovely Nick was there, and Allison showed up to Aries Girl. Aries Girl Tarot, I think is her handle. They were there for a little bit, and then for about the last hour, nobody was there, and I just kept looking at that 0 viewers, and I kept getting uncomfortable, and I said, "No, you gotta push on. You gotta push on." It's hard. All right, let's see. Kim, you just added a course on the court cards, basically converted a playlist to the course. That's good because they're marketing it as something different. So any chance you get to do what they're starting, I would do. I tried doing their podcast thing, but it didn't really go anywhere. I mean, it was fun, but it didn't work for me. So, but I am going to try the courses definitely. If you've got stuff already, that's even better, right? How is it going? How's the course going? Are you getting a lot of hits on it? Thank you, Elizabeth. Yeah, the courses idea. I have something a cooking up. I got something up here, a cooking up. We do go way back, Kim. It's been a long time. Elizabeth says, "I found Kim when I was looking for fellow tarot readers who were also people of color." Oh, nice. Very nice. Very nice. I found you, Alana, Lala, and Robin. Layla, or I said Lala. Layla, probably. Robin. Oh, God. I'm sorry, guys. It's hard for me. The sun is over there. I have my blinds closed, but I've found that I'm very sensitive to light these days. My eyebrows are hurting from squinting. I bought these glasses. They go well with my shirt. Very 80s. They're blue light blockers. Look at how big they are. Back to the 80s. And they're leopard skin too, but they block out the blue light, and but now I'm gonna have the reflection, um, and they work really well. I've noticed that when I wear them, when my eyes are starting to get tired, I'm good to go. It works really well, so and they look real funky. Um, let's see, Elizabeth says, "That's a great idea, Kim. I'm working on an archetype series, and it would be great as a course." Good for you. Take advantage of anything because, if they bring up these things, obviously they're gonna market them for you, right? And Kim says, "It's going well. A new subscriber found my court card course and let me know she appreciated it. It made me realize we all have a lot of content that can be converted into courses." We do. I took all the content down here. I went through this thing after Alex died in May where I just didn't want to be out there. I just did not want to be out there. I took all my videos down. I changed the name of this channel. I stopped posting. I just unsubscribed to everybody. I didn't want to be around anybody. I just went through this thing where I was questioning everything that I was doing, everything in my life. And I suppose I needed to go through that, to get to where I am right now. But I still have all my content here. I just wanted this channel to go into a new direction. I still read tarot cards and oracle stuff, but I guess I want it to be more of a, as the name of the channel suggests, a gentle healing journey where I talk more about things that are related to healing and loss and examples of things that I went through, difficult relationships, domestic abuse, I don't know, survivor's guilt is another one. Wrestling with the fact that there was no note left for me, things like that. And suddenly being in a situation where I have one income because there was no money left, and also feeling completely abandoned without a thought, no thought towards me. And I'm not going to, obviously I understand what people go through when they're contemplating taking their lives. Been there, lots of us have. But I decided instead of focusing on that and somebody else, I'm going to focus on me and how I'm feeling about it. And that's what brings me to the anger that I wanted to talk about today, where, there is gratitude that can come from anger. For example, last week when I was out shopping, grocery shopping, and I'm coming out of the grocery store, there was an old man in front of me and he had a cane. He was walking slow and I was getting impatient. And I'm admitting this. This is a dark side of me. I wanted to pass him on the right. He kind of zigzagged to the right. I wanted to pass him on the left. He kind of zigzagged to the left. I had to stop and take a deep breath and ask myself, what right do you have to be irritated with this man? Maybe he's dizzy. Maybe he's disoriented. For crying out loud, he's an old man. He's got a cane. Stop it, Rain. Stop it. You don't have a right to be irritated with this man. And I waited a bit until he walked away, and then I walked the other way. I got into my car and I'm thinking, okay, how can I turn this into gratitude? This irritation is starting to make me angry. And we have to remember anger is a feeling, aggression is an action. So anger and aggression are two very different things. Anger is very helpful as long as we don't let it stew inside of us too long. When we act on anger, it's aggression, which is a choice. That's a no-no. So in the car as I'm driving home, I'm feeling anger and I'm starting to feel anger about some things that I'm remembering that happened in the relationship that were completely unfair and awful. And so my anger is brewing and brewing and brewing. And I'm like, stop it. Stop it. What is your anger trying to tell you? Why did you get irritated with that old man? And I'm asking myself out loud and I'm talking to myself out loud. I'm saying, why this, why that? So, why'd you get irritated with that old man, Rain? Because he was going too slow. Okay, so why are you irritated with him going too slow? Because I want to get home to the dogs. Why do you want to get home to the dogs? Because I miss them and I love them and I want to be in my cozy home. Do you realize that you have to go shopping? I hate shopping, but I have to go. So does that give you the right to be impatient with people just because you don't want to go shopping? Why don't you want to go shopping? Because I want to be at home. Why else? Because it makes me feel uncomfortable to be around people. I don't like being around people. I'm an introvert. I like being at home. If I never had to go out again, I would be happy. Okay, so again, what right does that give you to be irritated with people? It doesn't give me any right to be irritated with people. I need to grow a pair of big girl pants and realize that I need to be a responsible woman and go grocery shopping every 2 weeks or every month to take care of my family. Love it or leave it, I got to do it. So change your mindset and look at it as something that you're lucky to have. And so I went through the list. I am so grateful that I have money to buy groceries. I'm so grateful that I have a car that will get me to town and back. I'm so grateful that the shelves are plentiful, that I can get whatever I want or whatever I need. Remember COVID? Couldn't even get toilet paper. What else am I grateful for? Well, I'm grateful that I have a cozy home to come home to. I'm grateful that I have money to put gas in my car. I'm grateful that I can actually, on the way home, stop by Burger King and get the dogs a cheeseburger. And I'm thinking of all these things that are making me feel so grateful that are stemmed from that anger that I started to feel really good. And I popped on the radio and I started singing and car dancing and I felt great. And I made it a vow next time I go out, I'm going to get myself into this mood of gratitude before I leave the house. And I'm going to have a playlist ready going with silly songs that I'm going to listen to. And anytime that I'm starting to feel irritated, I have to remember, Rain, you're a big girl now. Stop having the hissy fit. You need to groceries. So enjoy being out on your own. Enjoy looking at what's available to you. Feel grateful that you can afford to buy groceries. Feel grateful that you have money to eat and to pay your bills. And stop with this stupid anger. So that's one example that I wanted to give you guys. Ooh, I started to get going there. Starting to get uppity. Oh my goodness. And I'm missing all these comments. Hold on. Let me go up here. Okay, let's see. You guys are talking about the courses. That's great. Okay, let's see. Tash says, well, I lost my voice there. I went, Tash says, Tash says those viewers being zero is beginning manifestation perspective. Future viewers' manifestations are going very nicely. Begin in the end. You're talking to one who really needs to hear it and will. Hmm, that's nice. That's insightful. Tash always says the greatest things. All right, let's see. Elizabeth says, you were always more conversational, Rain. This feels more aligned with you. Yeah, I am. I'm a chatty Cathy. I like to talk. I like to impart. I like to share. I feel that I found my ikigai. That's a Japanese word. Ikigai. Ikigai. That is a concept of where you have put things together. There, if you look it up, you'll see that you can do exercises to find your own ikigai. It's basically what gets you up in the morning, what keeps you awake at night, what makes you passion you're so passionate about. And what I've come to realize that my true ikigai is to learn and to share and to help others heal. That's really what it is. And this is where I'm moving towards. And I'm looking very forward to. I may have said this before, I already have a YouTube channel reserved, Rain Francis Life Coach. And I'm hoping to get some content on that in the next year, but not yet. because I need to have more education and credibility behind me before I feel comfortable giving out any kind of advice. Right now, we're just chatting away, but Rain Francis Life Coach is going to be a channel for healing and to impart on the world what I have learned and what I have experienced in my life to help people cope with difficulties, with challenges, with loss, with all sorts of abuse. And yeah, that's the direction I'm going in. And it's going to be conversational. It's going to be me sitting here with the dogs and the fire in the background and inviting you into my home so that I can talk to you. I'm very much looking forward to that. But like I said, I need to have more education to feel comfortable doing that. Okay. Let's see. Oh, thank you, Kim. Kim says, I completely understand the need to dismantle and rebuild. I appreciate your honesty and transparency about all that you've been going through. Thank you so much, Kim. I had a friend who told me, Rain, you don't have to share everything. That's true. I don't have to. But at the same time, my husband of 12 years was abusive and he chose to end his life. And here I am. I have no need to hide that. It happened to me. I'm not trying to gain sympathy. I'm not trying to smear campaign anyone. I am speaking my truth. And with that, it's going to help me to help people. And I know it. I know it. Definitely, I know it. Oh, Elizabeth, we love you as you are, Rain. We all have light and dark within us. Yeah. And I'm willing to face the dark side now, where I was hiding from it for a long time. Yeah, anger versus aggression. That's something I learned in my psychology class, anger versus aggression. I was watching, there is a YouTube channel called LAD Bible. I think it is Lad Bible, meaning lad as in young man. They started this series where they interview people, and they interviewed a man who is a serial killer expert in Britain. And he was talking about statistics about anger and aggression. And he was saying that most murders that happen in England are executed by men, pardon the pun, um, who show impulsive aggression towards other men who they feel have disrespected them. And they immediately regret their actions because they're unable to control their anger. They act on it, they're impulsive and reactive, and they harm other men. And most murders in England are executed in that fashion. So making the differentiation between anger and aggression is so important, even for us. It's so easy to react. If someone walks up to you and says, "Hey, you," and they go like that, and your first reaction is, "Get the hell away from me. What the hell do you think you're doing?" That or fear, depending on who you're dealing with. But not reacting to somebody who is aggressive towards you and showing their anger as aggression towards you, or even just showing anger towards you, that's hard for people. It's really hard. It takes a lot of education and it takes a lot of practice and it takes a lot of self control. And a lot of that comes from if you're able to show empathy, if you have empathy in you, that, you know, that breeds gratitude or gratitude breeds empathy. And when you're empathetic, you can walk away from how you're feeling and see how the other person is feeling and maybe see their perspective on something. Now, I'm not talking about someone who is aggressive and attacking you. I would say take your anger and use it as fuel. That's a superpower to fight or flight, right? But I'm talking about, say, you're in an argument with someone and one person is saying, "You said this," and the other one said, "I wouldn't say something like that." It's all perspective. Perspective leads our reality. It's all about perspective, right? Your perspective is never going to be the same as mine. And if two people are coming together and they both want to win the fight and they both want to prove their point, someone has to step back at some point and say, okay, I want to try to figure out why this person is so angry. Why is their perception like this? So that you step back and you try to be empathetic, put yourself in their shoes, and that can dismantle it. And that's you cutting out any chance of being aggressive, whereas the other person might be reactive and impulsive. So these are things that I've been thinking about a lot, anger versus aggression, you know? Okay, I'm sorry, I'm going. Oh, Fatima is here. Hi, Fatima. Hi, sweetheart. Thank you so much for being here. Septina told me there was snow this morning in Toronto. Is it gone now? It's probably all melted. Let's see. I have to go up a little bit. Tash says, if I never go out, it's fine, but the universe has less ways to interact with us, which can be an interaction of irritation to help us move more into the thriving direction. Yeah, I have felt irritated when I've been extremely bored and not knowing what direction I want to take. And that irritation, like I said before, anger can fuel you into making big changes in your life. And irritation can be the stepping stone into jumping into that flourishing and thriving state. I totally agree with you. Thank you. Alana says, I'm very sorry you had to go through that, but this conversation with yourself that I am listening to talk about right now makes my heart sing and cry. Oh, thank you, Alana. I am not interested in hiding anything anymore. I hid a lot for a long time, a lot. And I'm not going to talk about it all, but I will incorporate that into my Sunday sermons, may I say. Karen used to say I was taking her to church. That's why I call it my Sunday sermon. Oh, you just got home from church, Fatima, not my church. Oh gosh, we can joke about that. Oh, thank you, Saskia. You know what? I am healing and I'm feeling better every single day. I'm actually feeling quite happy and content. I love living alone. That's what your channel's all about, Alana. Yeah. Learning how to heal and transmute the darkness within and around us into light. Yeah. It's snowing for you. Oh gosh. Jeez, Fatima. You too. Yeah, Alana, you're in Toronto too. Toronto. You're in Toronto. I'm in New Brunswick, in rural New Brunswick, and there's no snow here. There may have been a little bit this morning, but whatever, it all melted, you know. We mostly get rain in November. In the cold November rain. My little Guns N' Roses. Oh, you guys, it's so nice to be back and talking with you. Really, really nice. Um, oh, I wanted to show you some food. Hold on, because we always try to talk about food at least, right? I am back to cheese making. So hold on, let's see. Where is that? There we go. That is my goat cheese, my friends. Hmm. I don't have many foodie pics, because I haven't really been doing much, but I can say I'm no Axl Rose. Oh, Nick is way up in Ontario, you guys. And she's got at least, wait, is it a foot of snow, Nick? Horrifying. Oh, the horror, the horror. Oh my God. Yeah, she wants to send some down to you guys. Don't send it here. I don't want it. Thank you. Yeah, it's very easy. There's on Rain's Kitchen and Garden, I did a video showing you how to make it. And I'm going to do more cheese videos, but this is an easy one, and I wanted to start with an easy one for you guys. It's basically, but you need to get stuff. You need not a foot yet. Well, it's getting there, Nick. Um, you need to buy bacterial cultures. you need to buy rennet and calcium chloride. But, once you buy those things, if you have them on hand, you can make so much cheese. I make goat cheese every month. It's not necessarily cheaper anymore since COVID, but I know what's going in it. There's no preservatives or anything like that. And, for the little piece there with the lines on it, I bought one of those bamboo mats that I wrapped it around it to make that design. By Brush Bone and Indigo Ashes, Heather. Heather, you changed your name, Heather. I'm so happy you're here. Thank you so much for being here. Very sweet of you to pop by. Yeah, this is the first foodie pic I'm showing because we have to have food on gratitude hour. Definitely. Okay, let's see. I am going to show you guys another one. Where's my other one? Still getting used to this. I think it's this one. Oh yeah, there we go. This is my homemade fish and chips, fish and mash. I had this is an older picture. I took this about a week or so before Halloween, actually. I used to go out whenever I do monthly shopping, I would go to, well, we would go to our favorite restaurant and we would have dinner together. And I decided one day I wanted to go to this restaurant alone to see if I could do it. So I did. I went to the restaurant and I ordered fish and mash because that's what I always have. And I ate it and it was okay and I felt okay. But then, I just didn't feel like going to that restaurant anymore. I just didn't want to be there. So I decided I was going to make fish and mash at home. Mashed potato is easy. We all know how to make mashed potatoes. The fish was something different though. I bought haddock and I bought panko and I deep fried it. Not deep fried it, I pan fried it. And I had a little tartar sauce and I put it together and I had my fish and mash. So once a month, I have fish and mashed potatoes as my little treat because I've come to realize that I can't eat too many mashed potatoes because my gut does not like it. So once a month, I'm good. So you needed a change. So did I. I changed this channel's name to A Gentle Healing Journey. I needed a change. It does make you happy, Elizabeth. I know. It's so good. The East Coast, yeah, the fish here, oh my God. Here you can get like fresh cod, fresh haddock, everything fresh here. It's amazing. And I've become more or less a pescatarian. I don't eat beef or pork. I miss bacon, but my gut just can't handle it anymore. But I eat a lot of fish, once in a while chicken, but fish is a big staple in my diet every single day. Alana says, "No, Nick, you can keep your 3 feet of snow." We currently have, what we currently have is enough. May, but we don't need that snow here right now. Yeah, I know. I know. Sharing is caring, Nick says, Alana. Even snow. That's funny. Sharing is caring. That's a good way to put it. Oh my gosh. Well, my friends, that was really a nice reintroduction to going live on this channel. The hooligans are quiet. I'm so surprised. Oh my goodness. Hey Heather, look at my teacup that I got at the thrift store. It's got a little butterfly on it. Isn't that cute? I got it for $1 at the thrift store. And ouch, this too. Got it at the thrift store. I needed my leopard skin. Wanted to have more 80s in my life. So I wanted to just share something with you guys. I created some journal prompts for you if you wanted to. Um, okay, hold on. There we go. How can you turn your anger into gratitude? Some journal prompts that I thought about. The first one is think about what is it that you can control. There are some things you can't control. I have a friend And recently, the government made a decision that affects his life that he has no control over. And it turned his whole life upside down. What can he do about it? He can't. Can't do anything about it. He can't fight the government. So, to this gentleman that I'm speaking about, what can he control? Focus on what you can control. Focus on what you can do to make your situation better. You can control how you think, where you can place your kindness, how you can care for your body, and how you can spend your free time, among many other things. What can you control and focus on that? That will lead you away from the anger that you feel towards a situation where you have either little or no control. Um, for the longest time, I knew you'd like it, Nick. I wrote that for you. Um, for the longest time, I was focusing on things that I couldn't control, how I was being treated, um, how I was feeling like a victim, how I shouldn't have been treated this way, the effects of being emotionally and verbally abused for many years, having to deal with finding my husband after he chose to end his life. I was focusing on these things that I had no control over, and it was tearing me down. It was ruining me. Talk about a tower moment. I was stuck in the tower as it was crumbling beneath me. So I took my own advice and I started to think about what I can control. And you know what? I can control my home. I can control my finances. I can control what I'm thinking. When I catch myself thinking of those things, I stop myself. I said this early on. You're ruminating, Rain. You're ruminating. Stop, 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 stop. I control my thoughts. I stop all that ruminating. I care for my body. I don't have to sit around drinking 3 bottles of wine because I'm afraid to face reality, which is, I'll be honest, what I did for the first month after that happened. And I can control what goes into my stomach. I can control what I do in my free time. I read so much now. I'm enjoying reading now. Instead of scrolling and scrolling and watching sad movies and looking through old photos, I'm not going to do that shit anymore. I know what I can control, and I'm not letting that anger infest me anymore. And I'm grateful that I'm able to control what I control. It really has brought me a lot of gratitude. Really has. And oh, Heather, it's okay. I'm really okay. I said before, and this is not something that you hear often, and it's something that I debated saying publicly. I have relief. There's sadness, there's regret, there's all the confusing emotions that come with all this, but I feel relief that that part of my life is over with. Obviously, I didn't want him to go in that way. And I had an inkling that this was going to happen because I asked him for a trial separation. I asked him to move out. And I was serious this time. And that was what pushed him. He didn't want to leave. And he told me he was never going to leave me. So that's how he chose to leave. But it's okay. It's a relief that that part is over. And I'm starting to thrive now and I'm really okay. Thank you, Heather. Really. Thank you so much. Um, okay, you guys are, what are you saying here? Okay, see. Oh, thank you, Elizabeth. Lots of reflections. I think about these episodes that I do. Okay, Saskia, thank you for popping by. Take care, sweetheart. We'll see you next time. I don't know when I'm doing another one, maybe next week, maybe in 2 weeks. I have to get back into it. Tash says anger is a stepping stone up from anxiety, depression, and despair. Yeah, well, anger is not the primal emotion, it's fear. Fear is the primal emotion that creates the anger, right? But it is a stepping stone from all of that, definitely. Anger will get you closer to yes. You just said it, relief. Yeah, relief, definitely. So, and it's hard to say that, because some people might say, well, how can you feel relief that your husband took his life? Like, I can say it because I know what I went through. And maybe you don't know what I went through yet, but I know what I went through and I feel relief. And part of it is like, if he had chosen a different way and actually moved out, we probably would have still been in touch. And there probably still would have been toxicity and drama and lots of blame and guilt and anger and rage and all of that stuff. And I would have never been set free. So, one of my good friends said to me, Rain, I hope this isn't out of line, but he kind of did you a favor. And I didn't think that was out of line at all because that's what was going through the back of my mind, that I'm grateful for this, which sounds horrible, but it is what it is. Yeah. Heather says, yes, I totally understand. I felt such relief after my mom passed. It's a confusing thing, isn't it, Heather, to feel relief? And I feel grateful that he did me this favor by setting me free. You know, I'm not happy that he's gone because he did have a beautiful side to him, a beautiful, sweet, generous, caring, loving, affectionate side to him. We had a lot of fun together, but the last 5 years were awful. I was miserable and I didn't show it. I didn't show it publicly, but it was not fun, you know? Thanks, Kim. Doesn't sound you get it? I think a lot of people would get it. Yeah, Tash, thank you. Thank you so much. I feel free, and that's why I'm thriving now. So back to the journal prompts. The second one you can write about is what are your favorite physical activities? And how can you incorporate these into your daily life? Because when you feel anger, a lot of the times it's perceived danger. It's not actual danger. When you're feeling angry, your fight or flight response goes off. And when your fight or flight response goes off, you're filled with cortisol and adrenaline, and you tense up and your heartbeat goes faster and you get agitated. And you might do this, that face, that flinch face, or hell, you know? And one way your brain is not going to respond to you saying, well, it's okay. You don't have to be angry. You don't have to be angry. Your brain doesn't get that. Your brain wants action when it's releasing these fight or flight hormones, right? Your brain wants you to fight or flee. And it's not always good to fight. And again, we're not talking about someone attacking you physically, where I said use your anger as a superpower to defend yourself. But if you're in an argument with someone, you're not going to start beating them. Some people do, but let's not go there. Um, and sometimes you're just going to walk away from the situation. Your brain wants you to fight or flee. No matter how much you say, oh, I'm not going to get angry, your brain doesn't care. Your brain wants action, right? So move, fight, but not fight the person, move. What I do when I'm starting to feel that fight or flight goes off and then my stomach starts going and I get anxious and I start sweating, I jump on my little trampoline and I start jogging. And my brain is like, okay, she's jogging. We're gonna stop releasing all this adrenaline and cortisol because she's running away from the danger. My brain figures it out, right? So that's why I think exercise is so important. We don't have to call it exercise. We could call it physical activity. So think about, what is your favorite physical activity? How can you incorporate it into your daily life? I am very lucky. My favorite physical activity is walking, which is the best thing you can do for your body. I won't get into it now, but I watched something in this exercise science teacher, I think he was. He has a PhD in exercise science, and he was talking to all these experts. He says walking is much better for you for weight loss than jogging. It's just much better for you. Our body is built to walk. Our body wasn't built to jog and run and run and run. We burn the most calories when we walk. So if you can incorporate walking into your routine, into your daily routine, it's not only good for fighting any kind of anxiety, it's a mood booster. Any kind of physical activity is a mood booster. It helps with depression, it helps with weight loss, it helps with losing the visceral fat, your liver fat around your waist that just sits there like I can squeeze my belly, I want to get rid of that visceral fat. I can walk on the trampoline. It's easier on my knees in the winter, and I just walk the dogs in the blueberry fields in the summer. So I'm lucky. That's my favorite physical activity. There's another one I want to share with you guys, but I'm just going to look. Oh, Elizabeth, you're going? Okay, bye. Thanks for showing up. I really appreciate it. Oh my gosh. Heather says, my mom was so toxic and she made my life hell at times. Yeah, I relate to you. I'm so glad you popped by, Elizabeth. Thank you so much. I'm going to share something really funny with you. Alana says, oh my God, Rain, thank you for sharing and being so vulnerable. I appreciate your raw honesty. The relief you speak of is totally understandable. I get the relief felt after grieving for so long. Yeah. Yeah, the hooligans definitely love the walks. They love it. I had to stop. I have to stop walking them in September though, because that's when the hunting season really starts around here. And the quads all go into the blueberry field area. They're not allowed to hunt close, but I don't want to take any chances. What if there's a stray bullet or something? I'd rather not, So, oh, but there's good news before I share something else. Every single dog now can run loose on my property and they don't run away. I don't know if you remember, Heather, but when I first got them, remember Lucy? She took off a few times way out into the blueberry fields and I was terrified that she was lost. She comes when I call her now. I've trained them to not go past the driveway. And I don't even have a fence up. They run around the property. I only take them out one at a time. But even little B, Sir P's a lot. He loves running. He just runs like a wild dog around the whole property. And it's wonderful. So they get to run around and I'm chasing them around and everything. So that with my walking on the trampoline, I get my walking in every day. So I'm really, really happy about that. Now I have to teach them to be together. Like the older girls, the three older girls, they can run around together, no issues. They're not going to leave the property at all. But the two puppies, B and his mom L, I don't want to say their names because they're all sleeping. Um, I have to make sure that they're okay together, not to run past the driveway because I want to be able to play with them in the snow in the winter. So I'm waiting a little bit until there's less people around to test that. But it's going really well. The training there have been no fights, no issues. I love them. Thank you, Tash. I'm so proud of all the training I've done. It was hard to train five because even though I had one, my Rottweiler, um, I had her a year before I adopted the other four hooligans and five together. She was adopting their bad habits. And so it was hard, really hard training them. And I was doing it completely alone since I got them. So I'm really proud of myself and I'm so proud of them. I tell them every day I'm so proud of them. So proud of them. So just getting back to the prompt. Another favorite physical activity that I do, she's right here, but she's sleeping. Can you see her? She's right here. Before we go, I'll wake her up so you can see her face. So adorable. She reminds me so much of Jack, my late hound dog. Oh my gosh. She's so adorable. Okay. So another favorite activity that I started doing was one of my friends introduced me to listening to streaming music on YouTube. And there are these channels, they're called retro 30s and 40s music, and it's the music that you want to do this to when you're dancing, right? Those 30s and 40s songs, and they're really uplifting. So I started listening to them, and it just makes you want to move around and dance. So when I'm doing my housework or I'm cooking or something like that, I've started, and I'm not kidding, putting on high heels, putting on a dress, putting on earrings, doing my nails like a 50s housewife. The only thing I'm missing is the pearls. And I'm running around my house listening to these 30s and 40s music with the clarinet going. And vacuuming in my high heels and wiping down the sink in my high heels, and that has become such a fun activity for me. I just slip on the high heels and away I go. Funny, I love doing it. I love doing it. It's the greatest thing. I mean, it makes housework a little more fun, but I also get in a little dancing here and there, you know? Putting on the Ritz. Ooh, yeah. When you're blue and you don't know where to go to, why don't you go where fashion sits? Putting on the Ritz. Da-da-da. Love it. All right. So yeah, think about how you can incorporate things, these little fun little things into your daily life because our body was meant to move. Our body wasn't meant to sit for 20 hours a day. If you think about sleeping too, right? Our body was meant to move. Another thing I have right now is a standing desk. I do not sit at my desk anymore unless I'm doing, the kids' art videos where I have to sit and do the art videos while I'm filming myself. But otherwise, I stand. I try to stand all the time, and I have really good shoes, not the high heels, not the high heels while I'm doing my work. But I have they're not Birkenstocks, they're the Italian version. They're called I forget what they're called, but they're like Birkenstocks, but they're the Italian ones. Um, and they're really, really good. They're not ergonomic. Anyway, they're good for the feet, they're good for the legs. So I wear those when I'm working at my standing desk. So that's another one. Yeah, taco. I was more thinking of Young Frankenstein when Gene Wilder is singing it and the monster is like, "Frank." One of my favorite movies. I watch it every October at least once. Oh my God. So Alana says, "Oh, what a way to engage your inner child and all her fun shenanigans." Yeah, I feel like the mom from no, Brady Bunch mom didn't do that. She had Alice. It was Leave It to Beaver. I think she wore pearls when she was doing her housework. Definitely. So funny. So funny. So, okay, the third prompt. Let's get to the third prompt. What are you holding on to? What thoughts, people, or habits that continue to fuel your anger? Why are you holding on to them? And really think about this. Something is fueling your anger, but you're holding on to it. In my case, I stayed in the relationship. It made me angry, but I was holding on to it. Why? I could talk 6 to 8 hours about this. I was holding on to it out of hope. One therapist said I had the disease of hope, that things would get better, which they don't do in relationships like this. I had hope. I had love, of course. I didn't fall in love with the person he showed me over the last 5 years. Um, there were financial responsibilities. We had a family together, all of our pets. No human pet, no human kids, but furry kids. And probably fear. Fear was one of the reasons I held on. That's why I held on to it, to the relationship. But it made me angry. Made me angry at myself. I held deep resentment for him, but I kept holding on. So, in certain circumstances, if you ask yourself why you're holding on, maybe you can start the investigative reporting into why you need to let go, how you can face these things. Hope is hard to break. When hope is gone, I think what's that saying? All hope lost? When all hope is lost, you don't feel anything anymore. You know, I always had hope, but the underlying thing was fear of being alone, fear of regretting, fear of guilt, fear of retaliation, fear of going broke, fear of losing my home because there was talk about we were common law, and as far as the courts are concerned, you're just like married. Everything's 50-50, and there was no way I was going to sell my house and give him half the profits. So that was one of the reasons why I stayed. This is my house. I bought it. So there were a lot of factors. But I had to ask myself in the end, is it worth it? And the answer was no. My freedom is worth any trouble that I'm going to face right now. Little did I know that was the big trouble, but I had to face it. And it took me 5 years to make the decision that I didn't want this anymore. But you have to ask yourself, what are you holding on to and why? And that's for me, it was people, it was a relationship. Um, why would you be holding on to a bad habit? You get pissed off at yourself, like I was reading a book. Of course I was. I'm reading like 5 books a week now. I'm into the John Grishams right now, the legal stuff. And there's a book called The Testament. And one of his okay, bye, Heather. Nice to see you. Thank you so much for stopping by. Um, one of his characters is an alcoholic, and he's been sent on a mission to find somebody to give them something about a will. And he's traveling through the Brazilian forests on a boat, not the Amazon River, but another river, Pendagal, I think. And his name is Nate. And he's like, he keeps wanting to drink. And before he got on the boat, he bought 2 bottles of vodka and drank them down. And he hated himself the next day and he was filled with anger. And that made me think, like, okay, this character is holding on to the habit of drinking, but it's fueling his anger towards himself to the point in the book that he admitted that he wanted to end his life. So, why is he holding on to that habit? Why? He has to dig down deep and figure out why he's doing that. And just because you know why you're doing that doesn't mean you can, oh, that's it, I'm cured. I'm sorry, Dr. Freud, but I don't believe that's true. I'm sorry. Um, but yeah, it helps you to figure out where you can make the change, I think. In my case, the underlying was fear of all these things. So I countered it with, well, you're afraid of being alone, but Rain, you lived alone most of your life and you were fine. Okay, I negated that. You're afraid of losing your house. Well, he's not going to sue you. You know he's not going to. He's not that kind of guy. And he wasn't. So I negated that. I went through all these things to finally get to a point where I was like, I can do this. It's going to be scary, but I can do this. So, asking why and really digging down deep. Freud called it the talking cure. When you go layer by layer by layer by layer and you go down and ask why and find out this and that. And at the end, you're supposed to be cured, which I don't think anyone ever is cured. But it's a good way to try to release the anger so that you can say, well, you know what? I am grateful that I got rid of that habit. I am so grateful that I got out of that relationship. I'm so grateful that I don't think that way anymore. That's what breeds gratitude. So I just wanted to mention those journal prompts if you guys are interested. So Alana says, not gonna lie, I have done the high heels dancing around my apartment many times. I don't get out much these days and have so many shoes. That's great. I love it. Oh gosh, that's wonderful. That's wonderful. All right. Well, guys, this has been great. Um, I feel like I've just picked up where I left off last April. I a lot of things changed in my life, but for the better, you know. I feel great. And I want to mention something to you guys too. Like I kind of want to at the end of gratitude hour, I want to do some breath work. Um, my fire is going out. I have to stoke the fire soon. Um, I think it's important to know that when you inhale, your heart rate goes up, and when you exhale, your heart rate lowers. So when you're angry, breathing is the first thing you should do. Breathe in, count the breaths in, and try to do double the breaths out. And really, that over a few breaths, 3, 5, 10, 100, whatever you need to do, it's going to calm you down. So Whew. I did 5 breaths in and 20 out, but I instantly feel calm. So I just wanted to share that with you too. After you do all these exercises, or if you're feeling anxious or angry, do the breath work and it's going to really help you. So, okay, you got to go, Kim. Thanks for coming. I'm just ending things up. Oh, well, I'm glad that you're grateful for the prompts. Thank you so much. Tash says, "You would love the philosopher's books. They are discussing the human thoughts, Plato and his cave." Oh, I know about Plato's cave. I know about that. That was in my modern applied psychology course. He just touched on it. And I actually got one of Plato's books and I could not read it. I just couldn't read it. But I have enrolled for a diploma in philosophy and critical thinking, but that's going to come after I finish this diploma in modern applied psychology, my life coaching certificate, then I'm going to do the philosophy one. And I've got one for sociology too that's in, on the back burner that I'm going to do as well. I'm really, really serious about my education because I think there are a lot of people who take a 1 hour or 6 hour course and say, well, I'm a life coach now. And I'm not making fun of anybody, but I think you need a lot of credibility to talk to people about things like this because people are damaged who come to seek life coaching and who come to seek therapy. And you can't be aloof about it. You can't just say, well, I took a 6 hour course, so now I can advise you on what you can do to make your life better. I think it has to do with a lot of education and a lot of knowledge, applied knowledge, not just reading, plus life experience. And you have to have a lot of empathy. So for me, it's crucial to get all of these diplomas. It's very important to me. And I'm doing this full time. And I'm hoping that in 2 years I'll have it all done. I also applied for a diploma in art therapy. I don't know when I'm going to get to that. Honestly. Oh my God. Oh, thank you, Alana. Thank you. Fabulousness. Yes. Awesome balls. Kim says this chat was amazing. I'm so glad I was able to catch up with you and the chatters. This discussion was right on time and so glad to hear you're doing so well. Thank you so much, Kim. Thank you so much. And thank you, Fatima. Thank you, Tash. Thank you, Nick. And Jackie was here early on. Thank you, Alana and Elizabeth. I hope I didn't miss anyone. And Heather, thank you so much. And thank you for those who are watching on the replay or you're just watching and lurking. I'm so glad that you popped in. Um, we're all on a healing journey, so let's make it a gentle healing journey. And I am going to try to come back every Sunday. I'm going to see how it goes because like I said, I have to get back into the swing of things, and I've got so much else going on. But lovely to see you all, and I hope you're going to have a wonderful day. And remember, please, please, please be grateful. Be grateful. And if you feel anger coming on, if it's not warranted, anger can be useful. But if it's not warranted, if it's irritation and frustration and all that, calm yourself off down, ask yourself why you're feeling this way and try to find gratitude through that anger. All right. Oh, thank you, my friends. Have a blessed day. I'm going to end the live stream now and I'll see you around. Sending love. Tap, tap, tap. Bye bye. Oh, wait. I wanted to show Ali Faye. Ali Faye, come here. Come here. Come here. Come here, Ali Faye. Oh, they're all coming now. Come on, Ali Faye. Come here. Oh, she's getting down. Oh, there's her butt in the air and that's her little stumpy tail. She had to get her tail removed. Poor baby. Well, here's okay. They're all swarming now. So I'm going to say goodbye. Bye, guys. See you next time.